attained a percentile of 99.91, and we would have classes from 7 in the morning till 5 in the evening. Every week we would have a certain chapter or two to learn thoroughly, and at the end of the week we would write an exam based on it. Greetings to everyone present here. My name is Neha Prabhu and I have joined Deeksha in hopes of finding a good engineering college. I have now attempted my first JEE Main session in session 1 in 2024 and I have attained a percentile of 99.91. The key to my success was being able to complete all the portions on time with the thoroughness that I wanted. We got into the JEE race around in mid-June when half the country had already started. We had a fixed schedule every day, and we would have classes from 7 in the morning till 5 in the evening, and we would have study hours in which we used to first look at our notes and thoroughly get into the concepts, understand every aspect, discuss it with friends if we had certain doubts on how a certain derivation was done in class. Afterwards, we would start the material. For starters, we had Deeksha manual, which is also the ACE manual. It was a thin booklet that had different stages, and it had all kinds of problems, all difficulties. It had a good number of problems and it helped us with accuracy as well as speed. Some questions were puzzling and it required a lot of discussion that helped in certain concept building. The next day we would go and ask teachers and get everything clarified. After we moved on from the ACE manual, we started doing reference books. And the reference books were thicker, it took longer time, but it gave us more confidence because the ACE manuals already had our formulas built up. Every week we would have a certain chapter or two to learn thoroughly, and at the end of the week we would write an exam based on it. The exam helped us to look at all kinds of problems and what the teachers expect would come in the JEE Mains. The excellence batch weekly tests were a lot harder than the actual JEE Mains test. I can confirm this as we have actually written the JEE Main test. So we would score low and feel sad about it, but with support from others, we would move on and we have to write the error book after each test. The error book did not seem that helpful at the point, but when we were writing full-length tests as well as cumulative tests by the end of first year, we found that the error book was very helpful. We would look at it every time we had a cumulative test and we'd find that we have now grown from the person we were then. We realized all the errors and we've seen that we don't make it again. After we did reference books, we went to PYQs around in the mid of first year, and the PYQs helped us understand on what topics in a certain chapter we are supposed to concentrate on. It also helped us console that if we don't get a certain topic, that it's not that important. We wouldn't skip a topic, but we would also try to understand the intensity in which we're supposed to dive in for a certain chapter. In 12th grade, we had a lot more time for giving for each chapter, and we had a lot more concentration on each chapter, giving around a month. That helped us to understand every dimension, and that slowly delved into the revision time. We again started 11th grade portions. There we struggled for a bit because we realized that we had a few conceptual gaps. There we approached all the Deeksha teachers where they gave us helpful advice, they gave us new material to solve, as well as they told us to do the old material more thoroughly, and that helped us along with the peer group discussions. We completed 12th grade syllabus really quickly and delved right into the grand tests. Before writing our JEE Main finals, we wrote about 20 grand tests, in which each day we would write about 2 tests. It was an exhausting affair, but we would find it really helpful at the end. So I feel having a disciplined approach to the study material is very important. Whatever you're doing, you must do sincerely. You should not do it for the sake of doing it for others. You should do it for yourself. You should make it count. Whenever you read the notes, you're not supposed to sleep on it or give it less importance. You're supposed to look at each and every aspect, memorize whatever is necessary, and then move on. You don't need to turn the pages just for the sake of it. And when you start reference books, you need to make sure that you circle certain questions that you need to come back upon. You need to look at the ideas, why you did not get them. Because if there are certain ideas that you could not get at the time, there's a possibility that you'll face similar challenges in the final exams. Sometimes you make, in the mock tests, you realize when you're analyzing the paper in the evening that you have made several silly mistakes that you could have avoided if you had given more time, more attention. So those are kind of things you're supposed to work on. You're supposed to give enough time to each question and solve it slowly in required amount of space in bigger words. And every time we have a doubt, you should not leave it for later or think that the question will not come. Let's not keep the chance. We should go and ask all the approachable teachers how to solve it and get clarity on it. If the method is too long, you might want to ask for an easier method or discuss it with your friends in case the teachers are not available. The Deeksha schedule was such that it did not make a student completely focused on studies. I mean, it kept a required amount of focus, but it gave you relaxation. Like after every test, you had some time to cool your mind before you get back into the race. And every day you had about 1 hour of a break where you could spend time relaxing so that you cannot get too focused or too depressed because of your previous results. So every day would start at 7 a.m. and first part of the day would end at 5 p.m. and I would attempt to play sports in order to cool my mind. I would sweat all the way and feel cool. By the time I come back, I will relax and read the notes. At that point of time, I will try to make notes of all the formulas and get certain short notes ready, because at that time I won't be ready to solve sums. As soon as it's around 6 in the evening, everyone will start coming, the studious environment will start to develop, and that helps me to start solving problems, and that gave a real boost in the preparation. I would like to thank the teachers for all their guidance and wonderful tips. They gave us immensely beautiful notes that were very structured and detailed. They also told us about which books to prefer and what kind of problems to look at, to not get distracted by the difficult problems, and to keep having a check on what kind of problems come in the exam. Should not get distracted by the kind of difficult problems to attempt, and just look at the easy ones that you can definitely score. I would like to thank the entire Deeksha team to allow us to achieve this feat. The senior lecturers, the supporting staff, and Lakshmi Madam for all these for helping us. Thank you.